seconde période pour
il a son centre.
But Bremer is the player credited with the
Position, same said for Joao Pedro. It's a better option for Vinicius. It's also a better option for Brazil if they're going to try to play more direct entry balls in.
On va voir d'ailleurs ce que je disais, le Brésil, je suis pas sûr qu'il va rentrer. Je vois contre la Colombie et pas les...
Mbappé goal. Not for the first time, nor will it be the last. 56 goals and counting now, second to Olivier Giroud's all-time record of 57 for France. André Santos now taken down by Rabiot, and Brazil now with a chance to...
Into offense, it's a clever ball. It's a clever ball through. Mbappe with the touch to invite Ederson out, and then the ability to quickly wade it through for Mbappe. To slow himself down, Tchouaméni wins it. It's brilliance from the Ballon d'Or winner, Ousmane Dembele. Mbappe knows exactly what he's doing when Ederson and apply the ruthless finish.
Celebrating courtesy of a Kylian and respond immediately.
This match is always going to be about moments and the turnover.
Il est déjà en équipe de France et qu'il était rentré un soir de Luxembourg-France à la place de Dimitri Payet qui lui a annoncé sa retraite. Mbappé lui est toujours là.
Oui.
Mbappé.
That's a rush of blood from Theo Hernandez. Understanding the build-up has been beautiful to get to.
Theo Hernandez scored his 8th of the season in his last game for Al Hilal in the King's Cup. Now, perhaps with the chance to push forward again.
This is better from Brazil, understanding before France can get back and get set. If they can go quickly, the combination run was set off by Martinelli, and then it was accompanied by another attacker from Brazil. Space to be able to just stop and let everybody run out of position.
He's unable to gather. Tchouaméni, whose cries for handball are heard. Well, Matheus Cunha, of course, scored 31 goals in 2 seasons with Wolverhampton Wanderers, meaning Manchester United felt more than comfortable to spend 76 million euros on him, making him inside the top 10 most expensive signings in Manchester United history. Now defence on the mindset of Brazil, though. Ousmane Dembele, Tchouaméni in behind! Mbappe. And we go so close once again.
Showing French football at its finest. Mbappe never takes a look. He has the sixth sense of understanding where the goal is, but this time he knows that if he takes a touch, he's going to be closed down. And
pas de faute de Cunha dans les pieds de Tchouaméni. Rafinha qui est passé côté gauche avec Léo Pereira. Bremer jusqu'à Wesley. André Santos. Et toujours Rafinha, le Barcelonais, pour enrouler ce corner. Oh, on avait oublié Casemiro qui s'en veut. « 83e sélection, qui fait bien sûr de lui aujourd'hui et évidemment le capitaine de cette sélection brésilienne.
To be joining us late. Here's Ekitike. And happy to retreat, and Magnon doing the rest.
He gets the yellow card for arguing with the referee. Now he's got to let the entire play go. He cannot make the foul in the middle of the field or he'll get a second yellow. This whole attack happens, and everybody's scrambling because of that very moment. I cannot have that, and then it allows
his 56th international goal, Jamie Watson, the difference between the two sides thus far.
This match is always going to be about moments and who takes them, and for France, they were able to create a turnover. They were able to then, within one pass, to be able to break the entire midfield and the back line for Brazil. And then Mbappe with a wonderful first touch, an even better finish. Nothing less you'd expect from the team, I believe, that is most likely to win the FIFA Men's World Cup, but they're going to have to be able to beat the likes of Brazil in the knockout phase, and this is a good test for Didier Deschamps' side to prove.
Has to wonder how that will change how Brazil look and feel in this second half. Safe to say there's been an element of frustration, no doubt about it. How do they get the likes of Gabriel Martinelli and Matheus Cunha involved more? course, victories in the last meeting. Neymar garnering headlines over the course of the last week or so, Jamie.
Ancelotti's job is to make the best decisions, not necessarily the most popular decisions. And the U.S. men's national team be well aware of a familiar situation in which Jurgen Klinsmann chose not to take Landon Donovan. But then you wonder, is it a distraction to the group with all the media asking the questions? And certainly Neymar is what seems to be a favorable personality in the locker room. His exclusion from the group, what does that do? And other players having to answer the questions. The big thing will be, if the rumors are true that it is confirmed, there'll be 26 players instead of 23 players on the roster. Do you find a way to get Neymar in for his ability to come off the bench, change a game, and for the cohesion with the group?
Here come Brazil, looking for a way through here. Across the face it comes. Falls now to Martinelli. Casemiro unable to gather, and into the grasp of Mike Maignan for now.
Oh, the ball was never meant for Casemiro in that moment. Bottom of the screen, Casemiro, in that moment, he couldn't know any different. He's just trying to take the touch into the path where he can get a shot off, but this is meant for Vinicius Jr., and just would have liked to see the captain step over it or go 1v1.
Mbappe unable to make up ground this time. Andrés Santos forward now for Vinicius Jr. Handful of retreating French players able to do the business, although the ball is given away by Gusto. Vinicius Jr. Casemiro, Cunha, Martinelli! Via a deflection. In the end, cleared away by Malo Gusto, but Brazil starting to purr.
Instance this so well and is able to get into the path. That is a wonderful step from the Liverpool man to be able to get into the path and stop Arsenal's top goal scorer on the season.
Casemiro, ever so well to find Luis Enrique again. There is the Zenit St. Petersburg man, Enrique! Forces the first real save from Maignan, and now Vinicius Jr. Casemiro, and over. Brazil have life.
This Brazilian attack is just asking real questions. Now you're asking Upamecano to step up, and now everybody's at 6s and 7s defending to try to come forward. And it's last-ditch defending.
Poignant ball forwards. Wesley in behind. Now then, here they come again. Has the referee got a decision to make? The yellow card has been brandished. Just the yellow card has been brandished. And there's a whole group of players surrounding the referee to have a further conversation.
What a wonderful ball through, and it's such a smart touch from Wesley to go across the face of Upamecano. And the decision from our referee, Guido Gonzalez, was that there's the foul outside the box. This can be a red card, dog so.
So then, he's saying, no, the yellow card was wrong. Red card is the correct decision, and it's greeted to a raucous roar here at Gillette Stadium. France can't believe it.
After the second look, the recommendation for review is a correct one. Wesley is clear through on goal. And because, as we discussed, this was outside of the box, that's eligible for a red card, eligible for review. It's the right decision in the end. Completely changes this matchup. And this will be the marching orders for Upamecano, who had a good night up.
It is Pereira! Gathered well by Maignan in goal.
Wrong shot selection. Boot from this position. He's got to put his foot through it. But the debutant, maybe a bit of nerves in that moment. He's just standing over it, knowing one strike, this match can change now that Brazil are up a man, yet still down a goal.
It's a abrasive challenge on the far side. Initially, the referee allowed the play to go on, but now they do win themselves a free kick. And so here's confirmation of the changes. So as we said, on comes Maxence Lacroix from Crystal Palace, a player that's played every single game for Crystal Palace in all competitions this season, has earned the rights of the opportunity to impress Didier Deschamps. Centre-half by trade, of course, so one would assume he would slot in to replace Upamecano. N'Golo Kante, the other player that'll enter here shortly, of course, back in Europe after 2.5 seasons at Al Ittihad in the Saudi Pro League. So Lacroix, the player, coming in to replace Ibrahim Konate in a like-for-like change at centre-half. Lots of confusion now from the France players. Tchouameni not entirely sure what's going on, but it will be Ousmane Dembélé, by the looks of things, to make way. The Paris Saint-Germain player has run his race for this afternoon. And so Aurélien Tchouameni is the player that'll depart for N'Golo Kante. So N'Golo Kante in for
4-1 for France now with Mbappe up top, and you still have Elise who can join in Ekitike on the other side, so you still have the option of this transforming from a 4-4-1 defensively to a 4-2-3 if necessary in the attack.
So for those slightly confused, there was an obvious miscue, and Ibrahim Konate does remain on the field. So, welcome to international football. Maxence Lacroix. Here's Casemiro. France down to 10 men. Douglas Santos, the player from Zenit St. Petersburg in Russia.
But just look immediately how the mindsets have changed for both sides. Brazil confident in their possession now entering the final third. It is worth the price of admission, and then Casemiro doesn't even look when he plays this through to Douglas Santos. Wonderful recovery though from Malo Gusto, able to deny the ball played across the top of the six.
So as Casemiro waits, Martinelli departs early. On comes João Pedro. 21 goals in all competitions this year for Chelsea. 14 of those in the English Premier League. Can he now offer something and find his first goal for his country? So the angle changed. Enrique. Luis Enrique.
Still a 3v2 on the near side.
Luis Enrique pushed to one side by Kylian Mbappe on defensive duties. Gives the ball away though. Can Brazil pounce and capitalise? Not on this occasion. Malo Gusto now finding Kylian Mbappe. Here's Lacroix. Dance. Olise with the ball at feet. Ekitike! And in the biggest dress rehearsal of them all, France look as buttoned up as humanly possible. And
That it gets Leo Pereira shifting too much to join Douglas Santos, and Hugo Ekitike finds this space.
just 20 years of age, the talk of French football for many. As Kylian Mbappe leaves it. Say, the pathway around a handful of Brazilian players.
Oh, lovely.
Down into Rabiot. Rabiot into the grasp of Ederson for now. Yes. Mike Maignan able to gather.
It's been a frustrating afternoon for Vinicius Junior. Has been obviously the player that has had the most attention from the French defenders. Vinicius has just been unable to find himself in positions where he can really go 1v1. There's always been a second French defender that's shaded over to provide extra defensive support.
Bremer. Dosh.
Seconde période pour
Well, it only took them 77 minutes, but Bremer is the player credited with the
Position, same be said for João Pedro. It's a better option for Vinicius. It's also a better option for Brazil if they're going to try to play more direct entry balls in.
On va voir d'ailleurs, parce que je disais, contre le Brésil, je suis pas sûr qu'il va rentrer. Je le vois contre la Colombie et
Wide, and instantly it leads to a situation where he gets 1v1 and is able to get a dangerous cross off.